So for anyone wondering, the server did crash unfortunately, so we're waiting for a restart procedure. No, so it wasn't number 87, it was just the server crashing, unfortunately. So for anyone who's still there, obviously we're just waiting for the restart procedure to happen. So if you just please be patient with us whilst the server gets reset up and the positions get took down so that we can restart from how it was before. Just bear with me 1 minute, everyone. So the pro lobby is still resuming. Has been reset back up at the moment. So we're just waiting for that to reduce its time so that we can then join and carry on for the race, and they will line up in order. I will be racing Stint 4. Oh, you standing in? Yeah, because who can't make their stint? Someone. Don't know. I can't remember who it was, but I know they were looking for a replacement for their team in the Bentley. Just going to take a quick break for a few minutes whilst I wait for the pre-race timer to finish so that I can then join the lobby. So I'll back in a moment, guys. So we'll be able to join the lobby in a moment. We're just waiting for the pre-race timer to finish. So as everyone just bears for a few moments whilst we wait for the timer to get out. So for anyone that's still tuned in, I will be able to join in shortly 1 minute, as I've been notified that is how long is left on the pre-race timer, so I'll be able to join once that has finished. Okay, so we'll be joining the lobby now. Thank you for everyone who has stayed patient with us today.
Green light, go, go, go.
As they are on their formation lap here. If anyone has any more questions or concerns, please feel free to ask in the chat. I will be able to ask as much as I answer them as much as I can. Sorry. If anyone wants any info on the live timings spreadsheet that can be sent, I have the link for that. That is also available into the Discord chat. As the cars line up through the correct grid starting position, it looks like we've got a car missing from the grid. It looks like Planet Donovan should be in first place as he gets flying around the corner there. So we should have Donovan in first, with Aqua second, Tyler third, and Thunder's fourth. As they come up to the top of the hill here to do their on their formation lap, as the last car is finally now joined, number 666. I believe that is Tool, if I'm correct. I'm not 100% on that. I believe it is. Hopefully it should allow him to roll, so he should be able to catch up to the back of the grid at least. It's unfortunate that he's joined late. So we'll just temporarily go on board with the leaders here as they cross the line. Obviously there should be no overtaking until after turn 1. So we'll scroll through the field and make sure that everyone follows these rules. It's an Audi there, so it looks like a poor start from one of the cars. There's a little contact there between those cars. Some cars go flying past there. The white Mercedes, I believe diesel, but he is letting the other car go past. There's a car spun there, number 95 Audi, as it is unsafe there and catches diesel on the exit. That's very unfortunate for diesel there. The Audi was very impatient there. Not too sure what Audi that was. Like number 95 of GRT Air Resh, making a mistake there and picked up damage early on. So we'll go on board here with the leaders. A good battle here as Tyler going through coming up to turn 4, sorry. Right behind GPR Aqua, there's still a close battle for the leaders there. We'll go back further down the field. I'm sure there's some number 87 fans out there who are always requesting us. Robin is on the backside of MCR Path as they go into turn 5 there. If anyone has any requests of what car to spectate, just let me know and I can move on to those cars as we spectate. The leaders still not separated by much here. Looks like maybe a little mistake from somewhere. It looked like I didn't see one of the cars. Looks like a mistake there from the Audi of GPR Aqua. He has dropped back down to the field from what it looks like there. He is a lot further back, so that looks like MCR Path is now in 4th, Tyler is in 2nd, and Donovan is now in 1st. That is a new change up in positions. As it looks like Donovan builds up a little comfortable lead here from Tyler in his Bentley number 20. Thunder's still on the back end of Tyler, keeping up with paces. He's being pressured by MCR Path there, coming up to turn 4. Go on board with this battle. You can see MCR Path still on the back end of the XR Thunders there as they go through the tight right hairpin coming up to the penultimate corner here. A tricky corner that most people will struggle with, but as long as you avoid the inside curb, there is a very simple corner to get right. As the battle for 3rd place continues, as Thunders runs a little bit wide there, but I don't think it will compromise him too much as they come down across the line to lap 5 of this race. We're on board here with GPR Aqua as he did drop down the field, but there's currently a 3-way battle going into turn 1 between Minus, Aqua and Irwin here. So the Bentleys took the inside line there and gets the advantage coming out on the run off for turn 1. Looks like, ooh, That was very close. It looks like Minus almost clipped the back ends of Aqua there, and does also lose out another position to Mitch, who then gets promoted up to 9th place. So Tool has been given a stop and go 30 there. That was probably from speeding out the pit lane, I assume. Because he's now left the race. For anyone who has recently tuned in, there's still 47 minutes left of this race. We're currently on board with GPR Ekka is on the back of TX3 Irwan in his number 6 Bentley, followed shortly by Mitch just behind them in case anything happens. He's there ready to seize any opportunity, but Akra is putting a lot of pressure right now on Irwan, but he is holding the pressure very well in that Bentley. It's a very firm and rigid car, very safe car and simple to drive. Very good mechanically, can drive over the curbs perfectly fine. I wouldn't say it's a difficult car to drive. Audi's a little bit more trickier. Car's got a bit more give in it, the Bentley, compared to the Audi. I've gone board with Tyler as he's only 3 tenths behind the leader as they battle for first place. Putting the pressure on the Bentley there. Bentley taking the corners very safely, trying to not make any mistakes to allow Tyler to dive on the inside of him. AMG takes that slip coming down the straight. Tyler looks like he could be going for an opportunity here, but Bentley takes the inside line, playing safe. And they go into turn 1. Wide there from the Bentley. Can Tyler take advantage of this? Just go wide, but he will safely cut back inside as they almost tap there. Through turn 3. Good run from the Mercedes there, but Irwin goes very defensive on the inside. Stay on board for this battle for the meantime. The stream is available for replays now. If you go onto the stream channel, you can look at the recent broadcasts and you will see that the streams will be there. So as I was reading the chat there, I just missed the fact that Tyler has overtook Planet Donovan, so Tyler has now took the lead of the race with Donovan in second. So MCR Path has moved up to 3rd place, maybe a mistake somewhere from Thunders, but he has lost 3rd place overall there, as Robin also moves up to 4th place. Yeah, Daniel is doing a great job, but considering he was further back of the field, he has made his way back up the field up to 11th place, so he's obviously putting the lap times in. I know he's got some good pace in him and has good enough pace to run with the front runners of this lobby, so if he keeps pushing, he could easily get back into the top 10 within the next 40 minutes of this stint. So looking at the front of the grid there, looks like Tyler's built a comfortable gap so far to Planet Donovan in second place, followed by MCR Path, RHM Robin and FCT Spartan for your top 5. As we see the battle here as Daniel, almost big mistake there, almost from Daniel going really aggressive on the exit of turn 2 for that little sequence there of going through turn 3 and catches the big sausage curb, but recovers very well. Middle of the field is currently compacted by the Audis at the moment, 3 of them in a row. We're on board here with the XR Thunders after his what looked like a mistake earlier on. He's battling through the positions. The Nissan GTR has pushed its way up the field respectively. That car was a bit further back at one point in the last stint, but that team has made their way back up as they did drop back to the further of the field after an incident during stint 1. But they are doing very well to push that car back up to the field. Yeah, so Tyler is currently in the lead of the race. He has worked his way back after a mistake at the start of the race. He did drop back to 4th place on the corner that he just completed at the hairpin at the top of the hill, but he has managed to put the pace back on and push Donovan out of the way basically and go back into the lead. And he is comfortably pushing his laps to do a consistent lap pace away from Donovan. There hasn't been much change in time. They've been roughly around a second from each other since the overtake has happened. Go back on board here with Thunders as he comes around the last corner there, shortly behind FCT Spartan, looking for that 5th place redemption. Go back here to Acres as he's going down the straight with TX3 Irwan as he comes into the first corner yet. See if he tries to outbrake him. I don't think he will from that distance. He will try and keep it safe and stay behind him as he does. So anyone who has recently tuned in, don't forget this race is all for charity, as we see number 22 go around almost around the outside of the Bentley there, but doesn't get a good enough exit to maybe compromise him for the next turn. But as I was stating, this is a charity race. All money donated will go towards American Red Cross funding for the COVID-19 relief. It's like we're still sniffing the backside of that Bentley, but just can't seem to get enough to be able to overtake him. Everyone's doing a good job on keeping his composure. There's a little wobble there from Irwan on the exit corner. See, Aqua's putting a lot of pressure on him as he almost wobbles through the S corners there when breaking in. Almost a little mistake from Aqua there. Like deja vu at the moment, watching TX3, Irwan and Aqua go around the track. They seem to just be following each other like they're on a leash. So we'll leave them to battle while we move back down to the field to BSB Braga, as he is currently battling with Dirt McGurk there from what it looks like. He's got a bit of damage on his car actually, so Dirt McGurk is actually shortly followed with GPR Sorrentino just behind him. Go back on board here with Braga. So there's a three-way battle currently for 10th place. Go on board with MVT Tang as he's right on the backside of that Audi of minus. So it looks like Donovan's picked up the pace a little bit. He is slowly catching Tyler back to that number one spot. There is only 34 minutes remaining, so if he wants to make a move, he's going to have to do it as soon as he can. But right now, as it stands, Tyler is still currently in the lead, followed by Donovan, MC Path in 3rd, Robin in 4th, and Spartan in 5th for your top 5. No changes in the top 5 for a while now. Not many position changes I see, apart from at the back of the field where most of the battling is happened, which we'll go back on board with. So obviously I'd like to thank all the people who are currently spectating this race. Just a reminder, this is a charity race in aid of charity American Red Cross, sorry, which obviously we are doing this for the cause of COVID-19. So for what you missed, Trevor, someone had made a mistake. It was GPR Aqua in the Audi. That promoted Tyler up to 2nd, and Thunders was promoted to 3rd originally, but he then made a mistake shortly after. Tyler then caught up to Donovan, and then he then overtook him for the lead. Sorry, lost my words then. So we'll go back on board here for the battle of 7th place, as Aqua's trying to defend his position in the Audi, but the Bentley is currently right behind him. Oh, a collision there as the Bentley does spin. The Audi and the Ferrari just clips in there. Looked like the Bentley was going to wait, but as another car come through there, a little tap there from Irwin onto Aqua. He's not going to be happy about that after already making a mistake earlier on in the race to lose out on positions. It's very unfortunate for GPR Aqua 92 there. Tyler is a beast, but he made it harder for himself by spinning on lap 1. But he's putting work in. He's doing what he needs to be done. Trying to make it as easy as possible for himself and his team. As obviously this is adjudicated over the 4 stints, so the better he does this stint, the better his teammates, or the more it helps his teammates in the following stints. So thank you for all the people who are joining in. We'll go back on board here with someone further down the grid, see what kind of action is going on. It looks like Sorrentino still on the backside of Dirk McGurk. He has been there for a while. No position change in there so far. Braga still on the backside of MVT Tang as they currently follow the Audi pairing of MCT Minus and MVT Tang as they also battle for position. As well as Aqua in the Audi, let's not forget that. So I will be taking a short break now as I've just received my dinner, as I've posted a picture in the Kyalami chat. So I'll just give me like 10 minutes to eat my food and I will be back commentating. I'll still flick between the cars that seem to be in most battle. So I'll ride on board with MVT Tang right now as the Audi battle continues, with the Bentley shortly following. So I'll stay on board with these and flick between any close battles that will be happening while I eat this food. So just be about 10 minutes, guys. Thank you for staying tuned in, guys. I am now back from my little break, and we will go on board with TX3 Irwin here. As I can see that Braga had moved further back down to the field there. Maybe a little mistake, as Minus, Tang and Daniel are still battling out for that mid-pack finish. But Irwin going too wide there with the Bentley of RH and Robin. A little bit laggy there, his car. I can see his ping bar is currently red, that you can see next to the number 6. So let's see how that plays out with his ping, as it could affect the cars around him. As cars go 3 wide almost there behind him, the Audis and the Ferrari there. Looks like Robin has lost out on a couple of positions there, which is very unfortunate. As Irwin gains the best spot out of all that, the Nissan has moved his way up to 5th place. I'm really impressed with how the Nissan has been going, as I stated in Stint 1. I respect the team for running the Nissan GTR. It's not exactly the best car around this track, but they are making that thing work. As the Mercedes and the Bentley go almost too wide there, and the Mercedes pushing him off a little bit. It looks like a back marker Mercedes there. I believe that was our diesel Mercedes, so he will get blue flagged in a moment from what I believe. And that is correct. So I did see blue flags waving then, so he should be yielding to the Bentley soon when he catches him up. As we go back on board with Acra as he fights Irwin there. Go on board back with the Audi battle going on in the middle of the field there. We've still got Minus, Daniel and Tang, as it looks like almost a lag spot there. Is that a crash from MVT Tang there? He does spin out and crash into the wall there as we see his car going backwards. We also see Art Diesel getting a drive through there. Unfortunate for MVT Tang, he looked like he lost the car coming down the hill. That's a very unfortunate crash. I don't think his team are going to be happy about that, but I don't think neither will he. But there is only 9 minutes of the race remaining, so let's see if he just decides to continue with the damage. Doesn't look like it's extensive or any steering damage, but you can see that the light receptors have been damaged as they flicker a little bit under the braking there. So we'll go back on board with Daniel there. It looked like he maybe was a bit hesitant after that crash and has lost out a little bit to Minus. The slides through the exit of turn 1 there. Go back on board with Acra as he's got, as he's just overtaken Diesel from lapping him, but it looks like he's right behind the backside of Irwin. As you see, Spartan's now moved up to 4th place, so another mistake from Thunders there, from what you can see. That has allowed FCT Spartan to move that Nissan GTR of the Godzilla in the black and gold number 48 up until 4th place on track position. So that'll be a good result if they can finish 4th place at the end of this race with that car moving on to Stint 3. The Mercedes in front of him there goes really wide. That is the backmarker Mercedes of Rahis there in the Straka number 44 as he yields to the inside there to allow the leading cars to pass through there. So looking at the grid order in, Tyler is currently 8.5 seconds into the lead. He has pulled away from Donovan quite comfortably there. Donovan is comfortably in second himself, which is a good result for them in that number 20 Bentley. With MCR Path currently in 3rd place in that number 18 Audi. FCT, with his super progress so far in that Nissan GTR, really showing people that the Godzilla has still got it. Go back on board with TSD Mitches. He's currently on the back of Robin, what it looks like on live time. He's actually overtaken him, so Robin has now moved back down to 9th place from what I can see there. So Mitch has now moved up to 8th place in that Ferrari. So just to inform anyone who, I'm not too sure what happened to Robin. He just lost out on the position. Mitch caught him up and cleanly took the position. I didn't get to see exactly why, what was the reason for him losing the pace. Maybe a small error on track somewhere, or just dropped a bit of pace maybe in the past few laps, but that did allow Mitch to overtake him comfortably and already pull almost a second on him as they break into the the right hand hairpin there. So TX301 has still got a really red ping bar there, but it doesn't seem to be causing any concern. Kyle was skittering about on the track earlier on when he was battling with that other Bentley, but excuse me, his connection seems to be fine. As you can see there, it does seem to be waving about a little bit in his car, but he doesn't seem to be directly near someone, so he isn't causing any concern as yet. As the Thunders goes back for position on Spartan, but Spartan goes defensive on the inside, coming into turn 4, and does give Thunders the position, which moves him back up to 4th place comfortably there. As I was going to state before, sorry, both lobbies will be used by IXRA servers now. Not too sure why the Pro lobby kept freezing and crashing during the halfway through the stint, so since we didn't have the problem in AN lobby, we are going to be using both IXRA servers for AM and Pro, not just AM now, so hopefully that solves any issues for Stint 3 and 4 so that the servers do not crash. So we've got people rooting for Robin there to keep that top 10. He looks quite comfortable at the minute as Minus is only 7 seconds behind. So as long as there's no more mistakes from Robin for the remainder of these 3 laps, then I shouldn't worry about him not losing any positions as the battle for 4th continues with Thunders, Spartan and Irwan, as Thunders takes quite a wide line compared to Spartan there. Spartan's really on the backside of him as he looks to go on the inside coming into through turn 4, but doesn't get to sniff that opportunity and breaks a little bit early as looks like Thunders almost runs a bit wide there. Coming into turn 5, sorry. We'll stay on board with the GTR as he is trying to gain that position. As you can see, Irwan is lagging a little bit in the background, but his ping has reduced now. Oh, and there's a collision there. The GTR has been spun by the Bentley of TX3 Irwan. That is a mistake from TX3 Irwan there to spin the GTR. He tries to safely rejoin the track there, but it looks like he moves back down to around... what is that? Robin that's just overtook him. So Robin is now been up to 8th place. That's correct as they go into the last sector. So yes, Robin, Mitch and Aqua all move up. That was a mistake there from Irwan, catches the back end of that GTR. As he loses the GTR again, it looks like he must have a lot of damage to that car as he now gets unlapped by Rahis in the number 44 ACA ASP Mercedes. But with only 2 laps remaining, he is going to keep that GTR out and keep it going, which is very unfortunate because he was on a good run in that GTR, moving up to battling for 4th place effectively. I kind of feel bad for him that that has happened. As the ACA ASP goes really wide there and allows the GTR to relap itself.
can.
So as the leader, the engineer just stated, Tyler has now gone on to the final lap of the race, so he will be completing 35 laps of this race. He has currently got a comfortable 13.2 second gap to Donovan. Donovan looks like he's getting a bit complacent now, but he has got a comfortable 5 second gap to Path as they go into the last lap, whilst Thunders comes around the last corner there. It looks like the field's kind of separated a little bit. Robin's probably the closest person to the next car alongside Daniel. Daniel's now on the back side there at Dirt McGurk as they go too wide down the left-hander there. Dirt's on the inside. We'll see who gets the undercut here as Dirt goes really defensive to not allow him, as Daniel gets a really good exit there. They all go too wide, but Daniel gives him the space respectfully as Dirt was in front. But he has got one more lap to make that change as they come around the last corner, going on to their final lap of the race. So we'll stay on board for this battle as they battle on, as no other positions are as close at the moment. As Tyler has just crossed the line there to win this stint. Even though I'm not sure exactly how the timings will be, as Tyler was not in the lead of the race before the restart, so with them combined I'm not sure if Tyler will be first overall, but I assume so as the leaders were shortly following each other, so that should keep SPS in the lead overall for the event. We have Thunders now crossing the line there. We'll stay on board though with Daniel and SPS Dirt as they come down the hill into the last sector here, just to see how this unfolds. Looks like Dirt's comfortably in that position at the moment. Daniel did move up to around 11th or 10th place last time I remember, but it looks like he has dropped back a little bit, which is a bit unfortunate for him. I don't think he'll be too happy about that as they come through the penultimate corner. But it looks like he's not going to be able to get that position, unfortunately, from SPS Dirt McGurk. As the remaining few cars just cross the line here. Someone has already left the race, so that doesn't help that people are leaving the race after they finish. I can't get the timetables for that. So those people who are left, why are people leaving?
Green light, go, go, go.
So I will be restarting the stream, so if everyone just bears with me one moment while the stream gets restarted then, so that we can proceed to prepare for Stint 3.